Hey, welcome to ILTG, the show that keeps you informed, inspired, and in the know. I'm here with Janine, Maya, and Nikki, permanent co-hosts on this show. But we're also working on our own show that we're going to be working together on a different type of platform. So we'll give you more details as they come along. But for right now, all videos will be posted on ILTG until further notice. And then we will make sure to show you our clips and give you promotions to our new channel as well. Introduce yourselves. We'll start with Miss Janine.
What's up, everybody? You know me as Boss Up and Get It Now. I'm so glad to be a part of this team, and I need y'all to stay tuned because it stays real up in here.
Awesome. And Nikki.
Hi, everybody. It's Nikki or Nick Knack, Bitch Happens, whichever you choose. I'm so thrilled about what we have coming for you guys. The world isn't ready, but they better be.
And
That part.
last but not least, Maya.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Maya Lamise. Maya Lamise on all platforms. I'm just excited to be here and I'm ready for y'all to see what we got for y'all.
All right, we about to jump right into it. So this video, I was actually, we have a lot to cover, but I thought this would be a good way to start off the show for this time. Oh, snap. I don't do that.
Tiffany, please. Not today. Of course not. I'm pretty sure the people who lived in Oscarville, which was drowned out by Lanier, said this. I'm pretty sure the people who lived in Seneca Village, which is now Central Park, said this. The people who live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who survived the massacre, say this. People in Brooklyn say this. Native Americans say this. Black Americans, South Africans, Haitians, Black people all over the fucking world say this. Hawaiians say this. Puerto Ricans say this. Palestinians say this. Even the fucking deer. Well, she did more than say. She shut up. Isn't neighborhoods, it's towns, it's cities, it's islands, it's forest creatures, it's countries, it's the entire world holding your hand with a napkin and soap in between since you had to be taught how to properly wash when we say that. The issue isn't that it's not being said. The issue is you're not listening because you're too busy coming in to kill, steal, and destroy. And it doesn't even stop there. Because after you finish taking over people's literal land, homes, schools, businesses, whatever you can get your disease-infested hands on, you move over to their culture. And then you try to justify that by saying, oh, cultures are meant to be shared. What culture are you sharing? The Christopher Christina Columbus Lopez gene? Like, nobody wants that shit. Y'all have no culture. Literally, your only culture is stealing. And that's why when it comes to other people's cultures, you always appropriate and never appreciate. You can't understand other people wanting to handle their spaces and culture with care because your only culture is to not care. It's just hair to you because your people never had to braid rice and seeds into their hair to survive or braid maps in their hair to escape to freedom. Everyone is screaming at you to leave us alone, but all your privilege allows you to hear is white noise.
What do y'all think of that?
You know what? If white people were as awesome in real life as they are in their overinflated colonizing fucking Neanderthal heads, we wouldn't be in the position we are now. They would not be the minority now. They would be more than simply 7% of the world's population. I mean, come on, and trust and believe. Whenever they're around, everyone's clutching their children. Believe we're hiding our children because we know what they're men like, and it ain't white women. It might be white little girls and black little boys and white little boys, but it ain't white women. And this video, when I first saw this, it pissed me off because I'm so fucking sick of white women. White women have the backbone of fucking cockroaches. They do. Racism would not be as forward as it is if not for white women allowing that white Buddha patriarchy to stay firmly banked on their necks. Like, I'm so sick of them. And they can get online and talk all this shit, but they know that they are the problem, always have been the problem. Always have been the problem. Violence is in their DNA. Disassociation runs in their genetics. You know, come on now.
I think
They
that
can
for
short
me,
walk, a long walk off a short cliff.
I what kills me is like they don't like us. They don't want, like, if you don't like us, but you need us to make content, because if you didn't have us, you would have no content, because white culture is white supremacy. That's all it's ever been. That's what their culture is, and they get mad about that. But that's not our fault. Their culture is hatred. That's all they were built on. They don't have anything. They don't have anything else. Like she said, it's hatred, is stealing, and appropriating. First of all, bitch, are you in a black? Are you in a? Did you integrate into a black neighborhood? Then shut the fuck up. If you don't live in a black neighborhood, it was a white woman had a video, posted a video, her and her man both got black eyes. She's talking about because she moved to the ghetto. Didn't nobody tell you what you think is the ghetto? Nobody told you to bring your ass over there. You come to black spaces and get mad when shit happens. Y'all take over shit. Y'all push black people out and talk about some said nobody ever. That's just like the bitch who said that black people are all up in white people business. Find me one. Find me one. Cause we don't go out our way. Y'all accost us when we just we could be minding our fucking business. And because they want to be the center of attention, they have to always
we could literally move to the fucking moon and set up a colony. 72 hours later, it'd be some white bitch peeking in the windows. What y'all doing over here? You know what I'm saying? They cannot stay out of our fucking spaces. And the fact of the matter is, we're gonna break it down to genetic. They exist because we exist. It's time to show some fucking gratitude. You are genetic mutations. We are the mothers and fathers and creators of this land. Bow down and show some fucking gratitude. How about that? Said every black person ever.
Yes, I've seen her page, and it's nothing but racism. It's she has one where it's like, oh, when you meet a man that knows what 1776 means, like, girl, get the fuck out of here. Like, nobody's paying attention to them, so it's the fact that they need us. What I would like is that every black creation, invention, contribution is stripped away from them. And if that ever happens, they're not going to have the magatopia that they think they'll have. They're going to have a dystopia, because everything that they get in this life is because of us. If we could take away every invention, you wouldn't be able to talk on a cell phone. You wouldn't be able to drive. You wouldn't be able to, there wouldn't be stoplights. Like, there's so much shit that you would not be able to do without us. Yet you act like everything you have or everything we have in this country is because of white people, and it's the fucking opposite.
They have no creativity. They are not an innovative people. They have nothing beyond what we are, and they know it and we know it. If white people were to sit down and be honest, it's jealousy. They know that they are genetically inferior. That white woman and all these white people online, I guarantee you, they would never come into a black person's face and say this. But behind the safety of that keyboard, go off. Because you and I know, if we ran up face to face, you would never have the balls to say it to my face. The jealousy of the black community is jealousy and envy. And if they were real, and there's so many white people that have come out, and you know what it is. Be honest. I can respect the honesty. I get it. Black is fucking beautiful. Look at all the beautiful shades of brown, tan, mocha that we come in. I get it. You're pasty. Your biggest op is the sun. I get it. I get the hatred. I understand. You're upset because, your ancestors were living in caves. And when they started living in homes, they had farm animals living in homes with them, sleeping next to them, and we're fucking on them. We taught you how to bathe. We taught you that this was unsanitary. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You would be nothing without us. They know it. We know it. Show some fucking gratitude. All that tough talk, that shit don't impress me. You want to impress me, bitch? Go stand and stare at the sun for 5 seconds without looking like an old beat up ass tennis shoe. How about that? Bitch, you want to impress me? Oh, go wash your legs with some soap and a rag, bitch.
We would have to send a tweet from
Then I might be worried.
Oh my God. Well, we're going to go on to the next video. And actually, this is not a video. This is actually a posting. So this happened 4 days ago. Trans actress Angelica Ross recalls sweet first date with Michael B. Jordan. I was in La La Land with you. Angela Ross wrote, flashback to our first date at Michael B. Jordan. We talked about misogyny and intolerance of the LGBT folks in the Black community. To be clear, you had no idea it was a date, but I was in La La Land with you. I got in the van to leave and started to gush with the girls and realized one of the girls was your sister. So I kept it cute. But we'll never forget what a gentleman you are. Can we go back? Now, why the hell did she post this shit?
You know what bothers me about this is she states that it was not a date, but to me it was a date, and then you post it as a date. I think, I don't condone violence against the trans community. I don't condone hatred. But this right here is the reason why it happens. Why would you post something like that and saying it's a date other than to seek some sort of relevance?
Yes.
Yes.
And if you can't find that
Clout
relevance, if you can't find that relevance based on your own talent, based on your own personality, based on your own life's experiences, don't bring somebody else into your bullshit. I didn't like that when I saw it, and I typically stay away from stuff like that. But I think that was such a clout chasing movement. I think that if she wanted relevancy off of that, true relevancy, she could have gone about it a different way. Hey, let me story time about the time I hung out with Michael B. Jordan. But to say it like that and to phrase it in such a way, I think that's such a clout chasing, low, classless, womanless thing to do.
Tasteless.
And you know what gets me?
Very much so.
What gets me about that is that, Michael worked so hard for his career. We all
Yes.
seem to come up. And
Yes.
I said, why? And it's always, I always tell people sometimes I don't have to worry about the white or the Latins or the Asians. It's your own guy.
Our own people.
It's
Yeah.
right in your backyard.
Yep.
I think I agree with Miss Janine. It just, you could have phrased that any other way. And the fact, because she said it wasn't a date, but she knew that the blogs would pick it up and say date,
Yep.
because that makes that's
Better
clickbait.
story.
She knew it was immediate clickbait when she did it. She could have said, Michael B. Jordan has been, an advocate, or, he treated me nice as knowing that I was a trans black woman, a black trans woman.
Yeah.
He showed me kindness, dignity, and respect. And here's a story
Yeah.
about the time I hung out with him. But the way you phrase that is like it was a romantic situation. Now you're putting him in a
Yep.
place where he, either if he comes out and defends and says no, he's gonna look bad with the trans community because he's gonna look anti-trans. And
It's a
but if he
no-win situation
it's
for
a
him.
no-win situation, and it's like, girl, I believe she was on Pose, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know maybe your career might have stalled or whatnot, but this ain't the fuck it. And the fact that you attached yourself to Michael B. Jordan, who now, like, I remember watching that boy on All My Children. So to see him where he is now is like
Yeah.
amazing, and he is becoming. Nobody's ever gonna be Denzel, but when I say that, I mean like the rise of, like,
He's
he's
reaching that
he's
status.
reaching that level, and he takes it seriously. You can tell he's
Yeah.
a man that takes
Yeah.
his acting and his craft seriously, and
Yeah.
he worked hard for that. And for somebody to just, I mean, obviously you're not going to diminish his career by this, but you know that trans,
But it
especially,
can though.
it
That's the
can,
thing. It can, because if
but
he
because
come out and
trans is a hot topic.
Yeah.
And see, I'm the type of person that I don't want anybody discriminated against. I'm the type of person, I may not understand certain things because I can't understand that. I'm not in a bad way, meaning I'm a woman. I feel like I'm in my right body, so I could never understand what that feels like for somebody who isn't. I can only imagine like what you're going through. But I always say, I don't have to understand, but I have to respect it. If you want me to call you a certain thing, that's what I'm gonna call you. I'm not gonna
But
go
you know what
against
that
that.
is? Also, it's that leftover patriarchy. It's a
Yeah.
little bit of that leftover patriarchy from those male genetics. It is, because you don't find a lot of trans men doing stuff like that. It's always trans women that up the stakes by creating these kind of scenarios that put people in a position where they're damned if they do and damned if they don't, and it's not fair. It's
No.
not fair. If you're going to be a woman, be a woman, and that goes for anybody that's a woman. Carry yourself with some kind of decorum, some kind of morals and ethics. That was a really low move, and I don't respect it.
I'm mad that I'm mad she went out with Michael B. Jordan or hung out with him. Let me emphasize that, but she had that wig on. That's what's pissing me off.
That thing
Yeah,
is
that wig is making
That
that
fucking
wig
wig,
is making my ass itch.
that
I don't
fucking
know
wig,
whether to
as we,
attack. I don't know whether to stomp on it, shoot it, or is it alive?
that's pissing me off as an
Lord.
avid wig wearing woman. What the fuck is that? Because
That
that's
caption
what's
should have read, "I went on a date with Michael B. Jordan with this badass wig." What was I thinking?
yes,
Or
that should have been yes, because that's what's pissing me off about this whole fucking. You hung out with this man and you got on a goddamn hoodie and a badass wig. Get the fuck up! Let
Looking
Michael
like a
B. Jordan
wolf's
call me.
asshole.
Let
That
Michael B.
wig looked
Jordan.
like a bear's
Let him
Oh.
call
a
me.
wolf
Talk about we
asshole.
gonna hang out. When I tell you, I will get the baddest of. I got a wig collection that could rival motherfuckers. But I'll go get me a brand new. You can't even fuck with me type shit if I know I'm going out with that man. That's what's
I know
pissing me
that
off.
damn thing. I know it was barking and growling when she put it on.
I Cause that thing looked like you need to you. It looked like it might jump off her head and run away. That's what's pissing me off.
Man, look.
I think this backfired
Lord.
on her because of just the photo alone. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if you're gonna
Okay.
post something, I mean, at least be dressed up.
Looking like Seeley. Girl, if you don't sit down somewhere, you and me, us never apart.
Bati.
Well, this was posted by It's On Site. They says hashtag Angelica Ross was in a playful mood when she shared a throwback photo with Michael B. Jordan reminiscing on what she called their first date, even though he had no idea it was one. Samson McCormick says attention seeking. K. Carmack, see, this is why niggas don't be trying to be cool with them. They be taking it too far. It got 26,000 likes.
And it's the truth.
These Sam J. Bells, as a gay man, I can tell you this is so weird and out of pocket. Why even make it seem like it was any type of date in your head or not? Do we not think about others anymore?
Yep.
Very true. That's
Dre,
it. That's the one right there.
Dre Morrow, I got love for the LGBT community, but I hate when y'all play with straight men like this. Can't even
Yep.
be kind out here without it being misconstrued.
That's true.
And it's just, and I'm gonna wrap this one up, but it's really sad because we've worked so hard to, get where we are to be happy
Mm-hmm.
with this, you know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
it'd be your own people.
Be your own people every time. Every time.
Well, let's get
Looking for that come up.
well, let's get into, you know what? I might what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get into some of these other videos that's been popping up. So we're gonna play this one for y'all. Oh, internet.
No problem. I understand. You got it?
White lives matter too. Bitch, shut up.
I'm gonna play some other videos.
So, what you looking at, bro? What you looking at, nigga? What you think your video, bro? What you looking at? What you looking at?
The way I would have popped the back of them tires. I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at.
Man, look, let me tell you.
And I'll play this one. This is that racist Lubbock girl that works in the White House with her dumb ass.
Can't stand that bitch.
Just pay attention to the back.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play one more.
I'll be your Uber driver. All right.
Don't look at us like that.
Excuse me?
Why is that pretty? Why are you looking back at us? Yeah.
Excuse me?
Like, you just don't have to turn around and look at us like that. You know the address, right?
Yeah, I have the address, but I'm just trying to do my job. I've seen a lot of girls in bikinis, and I wasn't looking at. I was just trying to bag out and do my job and keep my 5 stars without killing us. I'm sorry?
There's nothing to address here. Just do your job and stop trying to come look at us. And the longer you sit here, the more uncomfortable.
These bitches think everybody wants a fucking color redacted ass.
Don't you gotta turn around and back up? Who don't turn around and back up?
I'm trying to just bag out of here safely. That's it.
Keep looking at us. Are you kidding?
You know what? You know what you can do? You know what you can do? What would be very helpful to me?
Please, I'm done.
Get out.
Oh, get out.
Get out.
Get out, bitch.
Get out. Go get another Uber. I don't care.
And I have to be reporting to Uber that you are.
Yeah.
That's right. Get the fuck out.
See, now I played a lot of videos for y'all. What you think?
Look, let me tell you, when I tell you, we've all said it. At some point, the cameras need to go down and them hands need to go up. You know, it ain't enough ass whoopings being handed out. It ain't enough ass whoopings being handed out. And as far as the Jewish go, I watched the video of this Jewish guy spit into the face of this little black boy. Did you see that?
I've seen that.
There's nothing in the world that would have stopped me from killing that man. I promise you. And I would have gladly gone to jail. But to the Jewish community, like, how does it feel to know that you are the new Nazis? Everyone, I don't see a difference in any of them. And I hate to put them all in a group like that, but they're all showing the same behavior that I've seen. And that one right, I'm telling you, the cameras need to go down, the hands need to go up. I don't give a fuck. You know, not a new gaslighting is, well, if you're gonna fight over a word, no, I'm not gonna fight over a word. I'm gonna fight over the intention behind that word. I'm gonna show you, you know, what it is. So they come on, hands down, cameras down, hands up. That's it.
I want to ask y'all a question. Because I had a conversation with some friends regarding what's going on, like in Palestine, seeing videos like this, the one they spit on, and this is from the white friends that I was hanging out with, and they said, you know what? If you look at it, they says everything that the mustache man Hitler said, they owned all the banks, they owned all the media, they was giving people loans with high interest, they would make up narratives, they were eating well while everybody was suffering. And I wasn't in his shoes. I wasn't living in 1945 or 30s to see what happened. But he says the same thing that they did in the past that they were being accused of by him is the same thing they're doing now.
Yeah.
All the media, the lobbying that goes on, a lot of billions of dollars go to aid to Israel and stuff, and we can't even get our aid here. He says, so he asked a question, do you believe that Hitler was wrong now? Since everything's
I was just about to ask. I was just about to say, well, is Hitler wrong if that was his reasoning behind it? If granted, like what he did was crazy, but everything that they, like you said, he was accusing them of, that's currently what they're doing now. So if he was doing that to stop them, I mean,
because that's how it's looking now. If you look at it now, I'm just like, I mean, we didn't live back then. We don't know what we didn't see him going hungry. So maybe this is all they saw.
This is the victim turning into the abuser.
Yeah.
Because like when it's come to the Palestine and all that, black people, genocide is bad. I don't give a fuck where it's coming from, where it's at, what have you. But I always look at it like this. We got, as black people, that's my first priority. That fight that they've been fighting don't necessarily have nothing to do with us in the terms of y'all been fighting that fight since the dawn of fucking time. You this piece of land that y'all fighting over, y'all been doing that. So you blame this, you particularly blame Biden's administration, but this has been going on forever. So why didn't you have that same smoke throughout these other administrations, whether it be Democrat or Republican? It wasn't until black people started getting into the pro-Palestine movement, and those either white liberals or actually some Palestinians, and it wasn't the Palestinians that are actually over there going through the shit, it's the ones over here. When you wanted to dictate how black people helped you instead of just accepting our help, that's when we saw the true colors pop out. That's when the racism popped out. Because it's the same shit with white liberals. They quote unquote want to help, but they still want to be in charge while they're getting the assistance. They want to dictate the way that we assist. So I think this whole election cycle, it's just made everybody comfortable with their racism. They weren't comfortable addressing it or being out with it, but now they're just being blatant with it because there's a white supremacist in the White House that's allowing them to do it. Even the ones that claim they don't agree with Trump, they're still being brash in their racism against black people and other minorities because they're comfortable doing it now, especially with that particular community, because they know they own the banks, they know they own this, they know so they're very, and again, I know it's not all. We know that it's not all white people, it's not all Jewish people, it's not all this and that. But right now, we can't focus on the individual. This is the collective we're talking about because collectively, this is where the fucking problem is. Collective shit is what moves the needle. So I don't like it when people, oh, but it's not. Yeah, we understand that. But I don't have time to coddle your fucking individuality over here. Because the collective of you motherfuckers are the problem.
And you got to stand by and watch the shit happen, see it happening, and then like, oh, I don't want to be treated
I think
like
the
that.
ones who stand by and watch are worse than the ones that's actually being blatant racist. Because you standing by and watching, that lets us know that you're low key okay with it because you're not saying anything.
That's like with the police. If there's 10 good cops watching 20 bad cops doing nothing, doing bad shit, and they don't do anything about it, guess what? There's 30 bad cops. And to answer your question, Chris, I do not condone a genocide on any level. I think it is barbaric. But here's the thing. Do I agree with what Hitler did? No, I do not. However, if the Jews then have the mentality that these Zionists have now, I can see how problematic that could be because they did hold a lot of wealth in Germany. They did hold the majority of bank loans. The wealth in it's the term I'm looking for. They did hold the majority of the wealth. And if their attitude is anything like these Zionists are now, I could very well see how that could be problematic. However, on the flip side of that, the Germans that fell for his propaganda then are the MAGAs of today.
Yes.
They don't need anything solidified. They don't need anything proven. All they need is something that will validate their hatred, and they're off to the races. So that's a very loaded question. Genocide, no. But if I don't even know how I want to say that because I don't want anybody.
That's why I said it's a hard question.
I'm some sort of sympathizer because I will never be a sympathizer.
Right.
However, you create the conditions of things sometimes unknowingly. So if these were the Zionist attitudes of now that they possibly had then, I can understand some of the animosity. But again, those Germans are the MAGAs of today, and all they need to nothing needs to be proven. As long as it makes their hate, it fuels their hatred. That's all they need. So it's kind of a tricky situation.
What bothers me is that they think like whenever we're talking about slavery, then it's an automatic comparison to the Holocaust.
Yeah.
What they went through was bad. It was. But we're allowed as Black people to discuss what happened with us because we're still being brutalized to this day. We're still being hunted and preyed upon and murdered today. Y'all aren't, that's not happening to y'all anymore. Our shit has been going on longer. Y'all will get married on a fucking plantation, but let somebody say they're gonna get married at Auschwitz, you motherfuckers will burn this shit down. So that's my issue. It's like Every time it's the oppression Olympics. And it's like it don't have to be that way. We can talk about slavery without you automatically comparing which one was worse. They were both fucked up, but one went on way longer than the other.
But let's
Right.
be real. Before the genocide of the Jews, those 3 million, there were 12 million Africans genocided that has been wiped from history.
Yep.
So no, it's not a comparison. It's not an oppression Olympics. But like you said, you cannot. Come on now. It's there were 12 million Africans that were genocided. Nobody wants to talk about that because the Jews, their genocide was on film. So that somehow lends more credence to it. And it does not to me. It does not.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this last one, and then we're going to be continued, come back for the next filming of it. But this is King Leopold. And so somebody,
Boom, there it is.
yeah, they said an estimated number of people who died during European colonization in Africa. Many died resisting colonial powers, but in the Congo, it was a massacre and Holocaust committed by Leopold II, which is hidden from the history books. And these are all the people under European reign where millions of people were murdered. The Congo, as you see, had the highest number. King Leopold was, they said, and they showed the photos of what he used to do. Chopping off arms, chopping off legs. He would take out eyes and then put them back in the field to go work.
Yep.
If you can make it, go ahead and put them in a mass grave. The brutality of thinking that, oh, they're such like that. What gets me is that, oh, we're so nice people and Christians. And I said, yeah, but y'all the same ones that did the Inquisition and the Crusades. Y'all had some of the worst torture devices in the history of torture devices. I mean, and y'all think of just brutal ways of harming others. So when you see stuff like this,
Well, to them, white Jesus is they don't pray to the same God we do. So they don't pray at all. So that Christianity that's always masking shit because they don't believe in what the true principles are. They worship in a white Jesus. So white Jesus tells them in whatever Bible they reading that it's okay for them to do whatever they do. That's what pisses me off is you hiding behind Christian values when you don't even have Christian values. Like that's just your way. That's just like how they cherry pick the Bible to make slavery okay. They still
I
cherry picking
just
the
talked
Bible
about this.
to make it. They still cherry picking the Bible to make their hatred okay. So how are you? How so? You tell me what God you praying to that's allowing you to do the shit you doing, and you think you gonna get to heaven. But black people, if we praying to the same God you are, which we're not, clearly we're not, but that's their rationale for everything is that they're Christian, but they hate empathy. Until it's time for them to receive, until they want to receive empathy, they don't have empathy, but they want to receive empathy. They don't have sympathy, but they want it from other people. They don't know what Christian is. And I know white Jesus is he pissed at this point because
come
he
on,
like,
white
I wish
Jesus.
you motherfuckers start bringing up my goddamn name. I know that's what he want. I know that's what he's saying. If these motherfuckers don't stop using my name in vain, because it's at this point it should just be when you mention if you are a MAGA person and you say I'm a Christian, you should like how it was in was it in it wasn't in game. They fucking just disappeared and the
Oh
fucking
yeah,
dust and shit. Yeah,
Marvel,
that's to
yeah.
automatically happen when you look. Not me, a Marvel fan, can't remember the fucking movie. Um, but yeah, how they just disappeared and they turned into ashes or some
Yeah,
shit. That's
yeah,
exactly what.
Thanos wiped them out. Yeah.
wipe their
That's
asses out.
exactly what the fuck should happen to you as a MAGA saying that you're Christian because you don't have a Christian bone in your fucking fat, ill-shaped bodied ass.
And we'll be right back.